Have you ever seen a cloud walking? I have. It was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. Imagine a fluffy white cloud, but on four legs, moving gracefully across the ground. That's exactly what it looked like. One day, a furry mystery arrived at the animal shelter. It was unlike anything we had ever seen before. The staff gathered around, curious and concerned, as the new arrival was brought in. It was a dog, but barely recognizable. The poor creature was so covered in fur that it was hard to tell where its body ended and the fur began. Covered in thick, matted fur, it looked more like a moving, dusty rug. The fur was so dense and tangled that it seemed to weigh the dog down, making every step a struggle. The poor thing could barely walk. Its eyes were hidden beneath layers of fur, making it difficult for the dog to see where it was going. Each step was hesitant and slow. We didn't even know what breed it was. The fur was so overgrown and matted that it obscured all of the dog's features. It was a mystery wrapped in fur. The shelter workers were heartbroken. They had seen neglected animals before, but this was on another level. The sadness in their eyes was palpable. They knew this dog had suffered. It was clear from the state of its fur and the way it moved that it had been neglected for a long time. Neglected and alone, its fur had grown out of control. It was a heartbreaking sight, and we knew we had to do something to help. It was a tangled mess, full of dirt and debris. The fur was so matted that it had formed hard clumps, making it painful for the dog to move. Who could let a dog get in this condition? It was a question that haunted us as we looked at the sad, neglected creature before us. We were determined to help. The staff quickly came together, forming a plan to give this dog the care and attention it desperately needed. This pup deserved a second chance. We named him Buddy. It was the start of a new chapter for this furry mystery, and we were committed to making sure it was a happy one. Buddy's matted fur wasn't just unsightly, it was a health hazard. The fur had become so tangled and dense that it was impossible for Buddy to move comfortably. Imagine wearing a heavy, wet coat all the time. The weight and the constant dampness would be unbearable. That's what it was like for Buddy. Every step he took was a struggle, and his spirit seemed to be weighed down by the burden of his own fur. The matted fur trapped dirt, moisture, and even parasites. It was a breeding ground for bacteria and pests, making his skin itchy and inflamed. It was pulling at his skin, causing pain and discomfort. Every movement tugged at the mats, making his skin red and sore. We knew we had to shave it all off. There was no other way to give Buddy the relief he desperately needed. The first step was to gain Buddy's trust. He was wary of people, and we needed him to feel safe. He was scared and unsure of his surroundings. The shelter was a new and intimidating place for him. Our gentle voices and soft touches reassured him. We spent time talking to him, petting him, and offering treats to show that we meant no harm. We gave him a warm bath. The warm water helped to soothe his skin and loosen the mats slightly. That helped loosen up the mats a bit, but we knew it was just the beginning of a long process. But shaving all that fur would be a big job. It required patience and precision to avoid hurting Buddy. We called in a professional groomer. Their expertise and specialized tools were essential for this delicate task. The groomer was amazing. She was patient and kind. She talked to Buddy the whole time. Her clippers buzzed away. It took hours to carefully remove all the matted fur. Underneath all that mess, a dog started to appear. We were excited to see who was hiding under there. As the groomer worked, Buddy seemed to relax. He realized we were helping him. The transformation was incredible. With each snip of the clippers, Buddy's true self emerged. After the big shave, Buddy was unrecognizable. Gone was the matted mess. Standing before us was a handsome dog with bright eyes and a wagging tail. We couldn't believe it was the same dog. Buddy was a different dog, literally. He had the cutest little face and the softest fur. We finally knew he was a terrier mix. He was smaller than we thought, but the biggest change was in his spirit. Buddy was free from the weight of the matted fur, free from the discomfort and pain. He could finally feel the sun on his skin and the wind in his fur. He loved to run and play. He discovered the joy of belly rubs. Buddy was a whole new dog. He was playful and affectionate. He loved to go for walks and play fetch. He made so many friends at the shelter. Everyone loved Buddy. Buddy's story is a reminder that pets are a responsibility. They need our love and care. Regular grooming isn't just about looks. It's about keeping our furry friends healthy and happy. Imagine if Buddy had never been rescued. He might have continued to suffer. Let's all do our part to prevent animal neglect. If you see something, say something. Report any suspected animal abuse. Buddy's story has a happy ending. After spending months in the shelter, he finally found a place where he belongs. His journey from a lonely, abandoned dog to a cherished family member is truly heartwarming. He found his forever home, a place where he can feel safe, loved, and cared for every single day. His new family couldn't be happier to have him. A wonderful family adopted him. They saw beyond his past and welcomed him with open arms. Their love and commitment have given Buddy a new lease on life. They promise to give him all the love and care he deserves. From daily walks to cozy nights by the fireplace, Buddy is now living the life every dog dreams of. Buddy's transformation reminds us that every animal deserves a second chance. His story is a testament to the power of love and compassion. With a little care, any dog can go from neglected to cherished. If you're thinking of adding a pet to your family, consider adoption. There are countless animals waiting for someone to give them a chance. Adoption not only changes the life of the animal, but also brings immense joy to the adopter. There are so many animals in shelters waiting for loving homes. Each one has a unique story and a heart full of love to give. They just need someone to open their heart and home to them. You can make a difference in the life of a dog like Buddy. By choosing to adopt, you are giving a deserving animal a second chance at happiness. It's a decision that will bring joy and fulfillment to both you and your new furry friend. Open your heart and home to a furry friend. You won't regret it. The bond you form with an adopted pet is truly special and rewarding. Together you can create beautiful memories and a lifetime of happiness.